Hey guys, Abner Randa here. I wanted to show you something that might be new to some of you and old to some of you. Everyone's seen the range barrels, the blue range barrels. I get mine in white. I'll cover why in a minute. There's a new little twist to these that I wanted to show you guys. I took a reciprocating saw and I cut windows top and bottom on the barrels that go all the way through and matching to the other side. And you'll notice I've got one here, one there. I've got multiples, but for this particular setup, I wanted to have solid walls with windows in the middle. The reason I did this is I gave my Viking Tactics barriers away to a buddy a couple years ago. It's a myriad of different reasons. So anyways, I had been focusing in a different direction with my training and then really wanted to get back to barrier shooting because I was noticing that there was a deficit in my skills at some of the classes that I was going to. So I went back to my barrels that were sitting in my shed. And I wanted to do not only, this simulates a pillar, okay, using a pillar for cover. And, you know, what a great thing to have is a round object, because square objects are really easy to work with, but round objects are a lot more challenging, and many times you are going to find aesthetic pillars in front of buildings that are actually going to be round. But the windows are really what I wanted to show you guys here today. This right here simulates a barrier beautifully, and the reason for that is when you're shooting through, say, a wall opening or under a vehicle, you're not only dealing with the visual block between you and that target, you're also dealing with the actual width of whatever it is that you're shooting around. So it forces you to not just nose your rifle into a hole and get to work. It forces you to actually line up through that hole, because right now, here I'm on target, but my muzzle, I guarantee you, is going to put a shot through the barrel. And I rotated it around because I wanted to show you guys earlier I was working some drills and I hit my barrel because I was forgetting the mechanical offset between the muzzle, you know, basically the barrel, the line of the barrel is here, and the optic, the disparity of optic over the muzzle. So that is the beauty of shooting through a very deep object. The other thing is the modularity of where I can put these. I can set up multiple barrels. I can have holes below, holes above. And as long as I follow the contours, the barrels have a natural mold. These are basically two halves. And they're pressed together and the polymer is poured in. And these ribs are put in for strengthening. What I do is I use the ribs as marking points. Window, window, above, below. This one here is flipped upside down. This one here is faced up. It's bottom to bottom. They stabilize one another because if you look at this barrel, the top collar has a larger footprint than the bottom of the barrel. So the tops of the barrels are actually on the ground. It gives me more stability bottom to bottom because the bottoms of these barrels are flat, very flat. The top of the barrel is convex. So you're going to be dealing with two ridged surfaces always teeter-tottering across one another. So if you put bottom to bottom, they tend to sit and be very stable. The nice thing about this is now you can work here. You can work this side of the barrier, this side of the barrier. Then you can take a knee, you can shove into it if you want with your rifle. There are so many different things you can do. You can fill these with water to stabilize them, because they do have, in fact, you can hear water in there. These are waterproof, so you can fill them with water and flip them over and the water won't leak out, and it gives you a very stable object to work against, and when you're done, you just turn the valve, drain the water out, and you're done. I think that's it for the functionality. The reason that I've chosen white barrels as opposed to blue barrels is white barrels can sit on grass for an extended period of time without killing the grass, because the light is able to pass through more readily through the white polymer than it can through the blue. And you know, if you're on a range where you've got full gravel, first of all, I hate you because that's what I'd love to have, but to gravel this entire area is several $1,000s to actually do it right, because you've got to have a bed about that deep. So anyways, I wanted to have the ability to leave these barrels sitting in one position for an extended period of time without killing my grass. The other reason I wanted these in white is you can take a Sharpie marker and you can number off all the holes. So let's say you've got a line of, 5 across the bottom, 5 across the top, and each one has holes in it. You can number these bad boys, and then you get to do like an alphabet soup type of a drill, where you can either start calling off just random numbers because you can randomize the barrels, or you can actually start calling off mathematical equations. So you can say 4 plus 4, and the person has to find aperture number 8. They have to shoot through aperture number 8. There are so many different ways to do this. The other thing is, for the reason for white is spray paint. You can do multiple colors of spray paint, and you can spray paint the apertures different colors. So you can do like blue and blue, green and green, yellow and yellow. The key here is to get your shooters sucked into the drill so they stop paying attention to their weapon. They stop paying attention to all the little things that they think they need to be paying attention to, and they just start doing the job of finding the target and hitting the target. The last couple reasons for plastic barrels as opposed to going with plywood is there is no build time for this. All you do is find where to get your barrels from, go get them, and do this, and you're done. You don't even have to mark this stuff. You just kind of just start going at it. You can go at it with a drill and a jigsaw. I mean, you don't even need a reciprocating saw. This is just such a stupid, simple build. And I hope you guys have learned something today. As always, I thank you all for watching my videos. God bless you all. Get those guns out in practice. Have a good one.